Hey guys, welcome to a little bit of an update video. I was working or I kept working on the project Spaceship Kim, and I would say this one we call Spaceship Kim 2.0. I created also some pictures, and you can check them out on my Twitter account if you want. And so I thought today let's just talk a little bit about some updates and show you the ship like it is now. It's work in progress, so it'll look differently in the future, and the back is not finished yet. So what I actually like already is the side of the ship. I experimented also with some notes and some noises, and I changed the front a little bit. I thought this looks kind of like an armor, and I really like that a lot. And so yeah, I changed the front a little bit, and also updated this one here, the upper side. This thing here I completely replaced and made a new version. I try to remember why something was off. Yeah, I think so. I think something was off, so I created those things. They look a little bit off here too, but that's still, maybe this is no, I think that's fine. They looked extremely off, those little, yeah, how do I call them? I don't know that I cannot recall. I don't know. It just looked a little bit off, so I replaced the whole thing and made it and created a new version of whatever this is. I do not know. This one I also changed a little bit, and I was thinking maybe of doing the same procedure, getting completely rid of it and replacing it with a better version. I'm still thinking about it, and here I encountered some problems. I had to, I don't know, I accidentally, well, there was a glitch here, and I had to replace the whole thing here, so because it's hard to describe what actually happened. I think there was a vertex missing here, and I tried to fix it, but the more I tried to fix it, the worse it became, and then so it was kind of hard to fix the edges, and the angle. So the angle was completely off, and it just looked bad in the inside, bad from the outside, and so I completely got rid of the whole section here and replaced that again to make everything fit well together. Yeah, and so I also tried to keep the performance in mind. That was very important, because we are currently actually in a test scene. I modeled the ship here slightly for an idea I had today. I'm gonna show you what I mean. First, I'm not sure if I showed you this version here. So we are currently in a different test scene. Here are the settings I set up. I experimented a little bit with this setting here, color management. Changed it to I just experiment with the overall Blender colors. I usually don't. I knew it's possible to do that. I did not really bother changing a lot of settings. The reason for that is simple. Usually when I create some Blender stuff, I want to have a neutral lighting setting, and if I would like to change some screenshots, then I usually do that with GIMP Photoshop. But today, since I wanted to have a great performance and I want to make it look cool, I experimented a little bit. So the idea I had is basically in the ship there is a video console. Let's take a look. We go from behind into the ship, because for presentation purposes, I'm gonna turn this here off. So this is how it looks from the inside. I think so far so good, because this is so far, I repeat myself right now, but you know, anyway, so far I can tell that this is the most, the clearest version I have ever produced, which gives me, I talked a little bit about this in my older version video of the same project. I worked clean as I can, probably not that clean if you compare this to pros with Blender, but you know, every time you model something, every time you realize you made some mistakes, and next time you try to not do those mistakes, and slowly you work more cleaner, you work more clean, and you know, just, you know, better. You just work cleaner and better, and this saves you some troubles. And you know, also I did not try, or I tried to avoid to use the subdivision modifier, and this pays off in terms of if you start to understand how you can connect round stuff, although it's not perfect, round stuff with angular stuff. This gives you just really more control over your whole modeling project, and I think that's great. So let's talk about the idea I had. We have to so I have a Let's Play channel, guys. I keep saying that, not necessarily for advertising, but it's kind of, you know, advertising too. Anyway, it doesn't matter. In this case, I used my Let's Play channel for my Let's Play video for that, and so I wanted to, and that's the important thing, I wanted to have as much performance as I can in the real engine, in the real time, in the engine menu in the, what am I talking, in Blender. So my goal was to play a video and to be able, while the video is playing, to run around with almost 60 FPS. Maybe it's okay. Maybe 30 FPS is also a good goal. I keep that in mind, but today I tried to well, I'm gonna show you this. So here, we picked up the, oh wait a second. This is a little bit confusing. This is my Let's Play. So let's just get rid of this, which is my voice. I usually record no, this is still me. Then, I got confused for real, guys. So let's undo those steps. Yeah. So this one. So no, like this maybe. Yeah. Okay, this sounds good. So now we hear only the video sound, or the video game sound. So important is pay your attention to the upper left hand corner, to this area here, please. If you play the animation and disabling this, oh no, we cannot disable this, then the FPS is gone. So the goal was we have to watch this side because the other side is mirrored. My goal was to be able to run around and you know, to do some stuff. It's to use it kind of like a computer game if you want, and the video is still running in the background. So that was the goal, and I thought, well, it's really, I didn't expect to be able to do that you can actually play the video and have a nice ship and almost 60 FPS. So that's pretty good, I think. And the reason why I think that's cool is for my Let's Play channel. Let's just get rid of this thing. Now we don't see the FPS anymore, but I showed it already. It's almost 60 FPS. Probably less when we, after modeling more to the ship, but maybe we can just also focus on 30 FPS. This could also be sufficient. Anyway, so I had an idea. Usually on my Let's Play channel, I make a video which I named I read your comments. So people write sometimes comments, not so many, but good people, and usually good comments, and it's really worth reading them. And so I usually have an overlay. So the video is still running in the background. You can see here too. So I have an overlay usually, but I thought maybe what about reading creating, let me just stop the video, it's just too distracting for me. So what about if I would record a video where I read the comments while being in the spaceship? So we could just stay here, for example. I think we are a little bit too small or too tiny. Tiny is the right word, right? We are too tiny right now, but we could just stay here and the comments would show up maybe here or there. This I just would do with images, I believe. So I would just make a screenshot of the comments and then I would post the screenshot here of the comments, and you know, then you can I could read the comments and people can watch the movie, the video while I'm reading, for example, and we are on a spaceship. So I thought this is cool. Is it necessary? No, of course not, but it's, you know, I think it's funny and that's why I would like to do that. Anyway, so this is just an idea how I think I will do this once, probably, because it's just cool. And then I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's if I would keep doing it, because I don't know if it is too much work. On the one hand, I think it's probably a little bit more effort, but also only the first time, because if you're done with the modeling the ship, if you're done with everything, the only thing you have to do is just always making new screenshots of the comments. And that is not too difficult, actually. That can be okay. So that is, yeah, I think it could work out. But if it's really beneficial, if it makes sense, this is only the practice will show. The idea is good. How convenient and practical it is, this will be revealed after, yeah, creating such a video first, right? So anyway, so this is why we are in this scene. I would, you know, the ship is not finished with it's not completely finished and will be updated. I said this already, I don't know how often. Yeah, performance-wise, I stumbled. I tried to really think performance, to have a good performance, and I stumbled. I know I repeat myself. It's sometimes difficult to tell, to say what I mean. But basically, how do I say that? I stumbled across multiple performance problems. Is this a good way to say it? The biggest one is basically the video itself. So this one I actually decreased. This was an HD video, like a full HD, I believe you guys say, like you know, 1080p, or yeah, I think so. And I had to decrease it to Super SD, so it has like 480 times something, so it's pretty small actually, this video, if you would watch it like that, like in full screen. But I had to do it to get more performance out of Blender, and honestly it doesn't make any difference when the screen is when the screen is as small as it is here anyways. So that is the, yeah, that's the thing. So basically decreasing the video gave me a huge performance boost, and it makes sense. It really makes sense. It's not a brain or something, but you know, sometimes you forget about little things. Then of course lighting and procedural generated stuff, but I believe, so I had performance issues. Maybe we can compare this. I'm not sure. Oops, so I just copied it, I think. Also, yeah. So today I experimented actually a lot with performance stuff. So starting by decreasing the viewport, and maybe viewport denoising has an effect too, I believe so, but I cannot really say for sure. For that you have to compare it very well, which I didn't. But I think it does have an effect. So this one I left. Also those stuff is maybe not really necessary, but I like it, and it wasn't that big of an issue. It has an effect, but not as much as I thought. again, the biggest effect is basically the video being played and the procedural generated stuff. So if we take a look at the inner ship wall, so those squares you see, they are procedural generated. I like them a lot, and it's fine as it is here. But the problem was that I had, let me just see which one is which. Don't think that it looks more complicated, but it's more like, you know, it's just my mess. Sometimes, you know, just stuff looks complicated, but if it's your mess, you know what you're doing approximately, at least. So here, and it also looks like that because, you know, experimenting a lot is just necessary. I really believe, now I'm getting really confused. No, I did it. Yeah, I confused myself completely. I see, here's the problem. Here is the problem. This is not part of it. Here we go. So this is much cleaner already, see? This one we can focus on, so that's helpful. So this we can ignore. And so we have here our procedural generate. This is also we can ignore for now. Procedural generated. No, we have to take a look at this node. So we have here basically, yeah, this is our texture, which is responsible for those squares. I can show this quickly and undo it. So, and that's fine and so on. But if you also wanna, and I don't know why I did this like that, but there was a reason for. But if you also want to use a bump effect is just similar. I believe that's how you could say it. This is just simulating a 3D effect on a 2D image. You can see this already, right? I think the difference, which is cool. Problem is, so again, without bump effect and with the bump effect, you can see those squares here a little bit. I just wonder, I believe if you want to, if there is a way to actually line only the square to make it look, you know, I think I did this a little bit, I don't know what I wanted to do here. Let me just think for a second. What did I do? Why does this? I think because of that. So wait a second, we could actually, did we do that? Yeah, let's put this into here and the color into that. And now it should, okay, this was completely differently. Yeah, so now there are only certain squares affected with the bump effect. Okay, so that's nice and so on, and you can, you know, change this a lot, and but here's the cool thing, it looks like a little bit 3D, right? So just a little bit like a 3D thing, but this causes some performance issues. This is a lot to so if you take a look at the FPS, it's now not it's not hitting the 58 FPS which we had average earlier, especially if you run around. Maybe not especially, but you know, it has actually a huge effect on that. And although it's nice, it's not really what I want. So it's really nice actually. So I was thinking, well, we don't really need that. So again, then I had this kind of setting where this is only going into the metallic, and bump effect I took away. And now we still have the squares. It kind of looks not that great. I mean, you have to sacrifice something, I guess, if you wanna realize a stupid idea. Then this is yeah, a little bit of sacrifice here, optical. But also that procedural generated stuff can have such an effect is also good. So it was it's good to learn it that way, because it's good to know what causes performance issues. So if you take a look behind this one here, today I closed this stuff. Here we can actually in this, yeah, we can maybe, I thought to stop the video. This was coming from the video. Caleb is the protagonist in the video game and he needs a key. He always does. So, yeah, so we have here oh, I just hide it. Maybe here we could make a cockpit or something like that. Anyway, I closed it to have a little bit more. It looks a little bit cleaner. Oops, the whole thing. This one I like a lot. Looks funny, right? I like those stuff. It looks so sci-fi. So cool. Yeah, so this was my idea, but again, this is just a side idea. I really would like to keep working on modeling the ship. But I'm very happy about the overall performance, I have to say, although this will probably change. Since I'm going to, you know, put more details onto the ship, so I'm very curious on how this will resolve. Yeah, but anyway, the good thing about that, I think, not sure in this version, how did I set up everything? Yeah, we're still using the bevel modifier. So if the performance is really a problem, we can still set the whole ship. Is currently set to smooth. You can show this. This is the smooth version. We can disable the bevel modifier in both render and thing. Doesn't matter right now, and make it like that. So now we can actually let's just get rid of the whole modifier. So this saves us also a little bit of performance problems, and it doesn't really, it's not a huge difference. You can tell the difference here. This is not that smooth anymore. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna undo those steps. I hope so. Yeah. And I have to set it smooth. So this is with smooth. Problem is if we use smooth but we don't use the bevel modifier, then everything looks kind of like I don't know, weird, glitchy. So, but there is also a different approach to that. So maybe we don't need the bevel modifier. We can just separate. Let's show what I mean. So let's set the whole thing to flat again. And then we could actually just separate. So this segment here, selection, separate by selection. So now those are two objects, very simple. And now we can set this to smooth. So, and then this is still smooth. We can attach that to the ship, just like that. So now it's attached. If you move the ship, the thing is following. So that could be maybe also, if you wanna focus on the performance, then this can really be helpful, because smooth round things should always kind of be smooth. So now it looks like that. Shall we check out how? Yeah, also the inside looks a little bit different, this we can just get rid of that. I'm not gonna save this project. This let's just say this we would like to have smooth too. We're gonna just do the same thing. Separate selection. So now this is separated, and we can set this to smooth. So this is smooth, the rest is not. And yeah, let's see what the performance does, huh? Oh yeah, I mean, it's depending a little bit. The problem, I need a key. The problem here is, I think it's better, but the problem to compare really good is we have to always start at the same frame and at the same position, because the lightning here, I believe so, this is just a theory, but I guess it would make sense, since the lightning since the video changes the scene, it also changes the lightning, and the whole scene, I believe, is slightly reacting to whatever light comes out of this scene here. This is what I think. It would make sense, because this produces a light. If we go to Here you can see I attached the oh, this is how I named this, Super SD Blender. This is the video, I named it like that. Goes into the emission. Sometimes I say emerge, I don't know, it's just my English is just so screwed up. So you can see it actually there's really a light coming out, and this maybe has an effect on that, but that's just how I try to figure those stuff out. Cannot tell for sure. Yeah, so you can see for experimenting purposes, a lot to do. But besides from everything else, I think that it runs so well here already is also a good thing if you want to animate this and then render it later on. Yeah, it's good to keep the performance in mind. I really think that's good to understand it a little bit. Yeah, so look at you. Oh, it looks a little bit. I like it with the bevel modifier better. So smooth and bevel. Just the edges are too sharp now. I don't like this actually. But yeah. Okay, guys. So yeah, I believe that I will work on that, and then you see another version, another updated video on the same thing. Okay, again, this with the Let's Play channel and the read your comment stuff, this is just a side idea. But the ship will look differently soon, or you know, gets an upgrade. Good, thanks for watching. Until our next update video on this, and bye bye and auf Wiedersehen.